Okay.
Hi, welcome everybody. First thing first, I've tried to mute everybody, but for some reason I'm not able to mute a couple of you. So please mute yourselves if you haven't done so already. We're pretty excited today. We're starting what we hope will be a series of Zoom presentations on animals and LifeVantage products in animals. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Lee Seward. I'm a veterinarian. I'm in northern Colorado. Spent most of my career in research and got involved with LifeVantage when I was introduced to it on an airplane. And introduced to it on an airplane, did my due diligence, and said this is a chance to change the way we look at health in not only humans but also animals. So that's how I got involved. One other piece of business I'd like to tell you that neither myself nor Dr. Kangas nor LifeVantage makes any claims for the cure, prevention, treatment, mitigation, or diagnosis of any disease or condition by LifeVantage products. That being said, it's an extreme pleasure for me to introduce Dr. Katie Kangas. Dr. Kangas is the owner of a practice in San Diego, California called Integrative Veterinary Care. She's been in veterinary practice for over 20 years, offering in her practice holistic and integrative healthcare options for pets. Dr. Kangas received her certification in veterinary acupuncture, and she's also certified in as a veterinary chiropractic practitioner. She is had advanced acupuncture training, is trained in food therapy, herbal medicine, and veterinary orthopedic manipulation. Dr. Kangas is a recent addition to the LifeVantage Medical Advisory Board. The veterinarian she replaced was substandard, so she definitely upgraded that group. Her areas of special interest in clinical practice include nutritional and food medicine, dental health, and pain management. She's authored a number of articles in this field and also on Nrf2 activation and oxidative stress. She shares her passion for pet wellness by speaking not only nationally, but she's spoken internationally. And she is a frequent guest at the annual Veterinary Holistic Medical Association meetings as an invited speaker. She's, like I said, she's spoken internationally at a number of meetings. And let me just say, in case there's anybody on here that has the ability to do this, I will be happy to speak in Marseille, France, like she did a few years ago. Additionally, she has a background in shelter medicine, spent more than 15 years contributing to homeless pets in her community, many years working with the San Diego County Department of Animal Services, and has also served as the medical director of the San Diego Humane Society and the SPCA. So I'd like to welcome Katie. Katie's become a friend through LifeVantage. One of the big things about LifeVantage is the great people you get to meet. So welcome, Katie, and I appreciate you coming on this, hopefully an inaugural program for future shows. I could spend the whole time talking about her credentials and accomplishments, but I'd rather hear what she has to say. So I'd like to get her started talking about her story. So Katie, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background in veterinary medicine, what you're doing in veterinary medicine, and how you came to LifeVantage and what you've experienced with LifeVantage.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you for the great introduction, and thank you everyone for attending. It's kind of fun to see all the people on, so I actually feel like I'm talking to someone and have an audience, because it's always a little weird talking to a screen. So welcome everyone. And I really hope I get the opportunity to display my passion today for what we have our hands on here, and the wonderful opportunity that we have to educate people and pet owners and horse people and all alike about the potential of these products. But I'll back up and also I want to say thank you to Lee for the opportunity. It's my pleasure to be the inaugural speaker for this this Zoom event. So I'm very, very honored to do that as well. But my path into veterinary medicine, as Lee mentioned, I've been a vet for over 20 years, believe it or not. I can't believe I can say that. I'm a graduate of 1993 in Wisconsin, and I actually started in private practice. But my original interest was a lot in wildlife and zoo medicine. And so I actually went off and did a wildlife internship in Virginia and spent a couple years in there, and then got back into private practice for a little bit doing exotics. And then I kind of just accidentally but wonderfully fell into shelter medicine, and I was a shelter vet for a while, and actually the medical director for the SPCA here in San Diego, which Lee did mention. The neat thing about knowing that is not only is my heart near and dear to animal rescue and that sort of thing, but I learned a lot as a shelter vet because I had such large populations of animals that I dealt with. So it really helped make me support me to be a better practitioner overall, with just a lot more feedback from numerous patients. So I really felt like it added to my background as experience for myself as a veterinarian. So then as I was working in the shelter for about 5 years, my very own dog, Asti, who was a black lab and was about 14 at the time, and she was having some issues that were not being solved well with conventional medicine. So I sought out the help of a colleague who was a holistic practitioner, and I was immediately inspired because the results that my own dog got literally blew me away. I'd always been interested actually in natural healing and holistic things and, assisting the body to heal itself, but I really didn't have any training or background in it. We don't get much of that in veterinary school, at least not to date, although things are changing. And I was completely inspired by the results that my dog got, and she lived to just about 16, and I've had another Labrador since that passed 16. So that's a real testament to the success that we can have when we add these wonderful tools beyond, typical medications and typical conventional or Western medicine. So anyway, when LifeVantage was, I'll back up, I guess, and just say, as Lee mentioned, I did go and get my initial training for holistic veterinary medicine through acupuncture at the Chi Institute in Florida, and I was certified in 2008. And from there, I branched out into many other modalities of alternative and natural healing medicine. So beyond acupuncture, I started implementing definitely food medicine. That's a huge passion of mine. My mantra is food is medicine, and so Protandim just completely resonated with me from the start, because we're taking herbs, which are food ingredients, to stimulate the body, obviously, to, I always talk to people about nutrigenomics and what a fantastic thing that is to provide nutrients that are going to make big changes in the body. So that resonated with me right away. I also do utilize some homeopathy and herbs, but a lot of food medicine. So anyway, when one of my clients, who's now also a very good friend, introduced Protandim and LifeVantage products, the Canine Health had just come out, because this was back in 2013. And when she introduced them to me, I was not the typical veterinarian. I was thrilled about looking at the research and looking into it, and I delved into reading all about it, and I was one of the early adopters, quick adopters, which doesn't happen frequently with a lot of medical professionals amongst, everybody else. But I was all over it. I jumped in right away. Ironically, I enrolled as a distributor before I even ever saw the ABC primetime video. So I'm one of the early adopters, and I started using it in my practice right away and started seeing phenomenal results with my patients. I primarily work with cats and dogs. I don't have a lot of experience with horses, but I certainly have spoken with a number of colleagues who see fantastic results in horses as well. I have shared it inside and outside of my practice for over 4 years now, and the tremendous results that I could list on and on in multiple animal species, and of course, people that I've shared it with, is just rewarding beyond belief. So I really enjoy educating my clients about these products for their pets, and at the same time, I get to educate them about these products for themselves. And I've been able to really make a difference in changing not only a lot of animal lives, but a lot of human lives. And that is extremely rewarding. So that really, amped up my gratification of going to work every day, literally, when I became involved with LifeVantage. So it was a really neat thing for my career. And then I got so involved in the science behind this that luckily, this stage in my career, I've really started getting some expertise within the holistic veterinary, field, the specialty that we do. And I've been asked to teach and speak around the country and around the world now. And because of my involvement with understanding oxidative stress and how it's so integral in the root of healing and prevention, I've implemented a lot of this information into my articles that I've written. I've now had 5 articles published, with the 5th one's being published currently. And I've done numerous lectures that have included information on Nrf2, oxidative stress, and even product mention with Canine Health, now Pet Tandem, and Pro Tandem as well. So that's kind of a nutshell of my background and how I got to where I am. Do you want to direct me, Lee, to
Sure.
other topics I should cover?
Great. Unbelievable background, Katie. It's just kind of blows me away, your background and your experience. What have you seen the benefits of reducing oxidative stress in pets, dogs, through the use of Pet Tandem or Pro Tandem? Have you seen anything specific that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, thank you for asking. The thing that I always love to explain to people is, when you address oxidative stress, you are addressing healing at a cellular level. All disease starts at a cellular level with free radical damage, oxidative stress, damage to the cells. That's where inflammation and disease starts. So when we give this to our pets, my clients give it to their pets, we give it to ourselves, we get to improve health on a cellular level, which means you are affecting the whole body. So the wonderful thing about that is the results that we get to see when we use these products is so vast and varied and can be up to dramatic and life-changing. And when I explain to people how this works on a cellular level, you can understand why it can help the body deal with just about any disease condition, and simply and beautifully prevention. And I'm, careful, obviously, with, we all know the liability. We cannot claim that Pro Tandem or Pet Tandem treats or cures disease, but what it does is it helps the body to heal itself, the body to be more resilient to illnesses and diseases, and simply to help repair itself. And one of the things I love to explain to people is the Pro Tandem and the Pet Tandem products have so much bang for the buck when you're really trying to decide what kind of supplements are worthy of, your finances and everything else, because there's so many supplements out these days. We could be giving our pets hundreds of things and ourselves hundreds of things. And what I really like to explain to people is that when you put Pet Tandem in your pet's body or Pro Tandem in your own body, you are helping every cell in your body, not just, there's supplements that are very good for cardiac support or liver support or joint support. And when you use something that addresses oxidative stress, you're helping every tissue in the body, whether it's in the brain, the bone, the lung, you name it, everything's getting benefits. So when you're talking about value of where to put your money in a supplement, boy, this bar none really is pretty much at the top of the list. And so I really, really like to explain that to people because I think it's important information. People are always trying to spend their money wisely, so I like to help them do so. And so I'm very proud of sharing this product with them because it really, really does that to an amazing degree. The other thing that I really like to explain to people from my perspective as a holistic practitioner is that I really like to get to the root of disease issue. And again, the cellular damage is about as root as you can get. And we don't even get to see disease symptoms until cellular damage has been going on for a while and left unchecked. And I like to explain to people that the body, our pets' bodies, our own bodies, have obviously these fix-it mechanisms and pathways in place in the body. The body was designed to be able to heal itself if it's running efficiently. But in today's day and age, we are bombarded with so many things in our environment, be it toxins, be it GMOs, poor diet, we know all those things out there, EMF waves, all that sort of thing. And our pets are exposed to even more because they're getting toxins put on them and in them with dewormers and flea medications and, multiple rounds of medications. So, our bodies are so challenged these days to repair themselves that giving it the assistance through products that help reduce oxidative stress is just an incredible gift because we really, really get to help our bodies do what they were supposed to do, and we get to help optimize that. So kind of rounding back to your question with a little more detail, Lee, is that I see the gamut of results with pets. And, one of the most measurable things that people see is improved mobility, improved flexibility, improved energy, improved mental connection and cognition, which is, of course, what they studied in the canine health study. So that, was illustrated very well in the study, but I get to see that, and it's fantastic. Other parameters, I see blood work improve. I just had a client contact me yesterday, which was very coincidental since I was talking about this today. She contacted me yesterday, and she was so thrilled to tell me she gets a lot of her, because I'm holistic practice. So I do some general medicine, but most of my patients get a lot of their ongoing general medicine and certainly diagnostics like x-rays and, and other things like surgery, they get them somewhere else. And then I integrate what I do with their overall healthcare program. So my client contacts me and she's like, I can't wait to tell you what's going on with my dog's blood work since he's been on Protandim. My regular veterinarian is actually baffled and doesn't understand maybe the original diagnosis was wrong because the blood work is so much better. So I get to see so many different, responses to these products, from measurable quantitative things that are happening with the pet's body behavior all the way up to improved laboratory work. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I picked up in your comment there about mobility and cognitive function, and that's really something you see in the older dogs. I've had lots of people comment on how important it is. What about, I know a lot of people with larger dogs, or even people with medium or smaller dogs that have cost concerns, use Protandim Nrf2 instead of Pet Tandem or formerly Canine Health. What guidance do you give to people on that?
I really try and give my clients the choice. I explain that the human product has been out for, over 10 years, and that the canine version came out in 2013. I explain the difference. I like to have, a lot of clients purchase the Pet Tandem, but honestly, when you have multiple dogs in the household and you have multiple big dogs in the household, that can make a big difference as to whether people can afford for all of their pets to be on the Pet Tandem version. And in my experience, Protandim does work very well in dogs, and it's actually my preferred product to use it for cats, and I can explain why that is. But I give my clients the options. And the other, and I explain that it will be more cost effective to use the Protandim version, and I make recommendations on what dosing size that they can use with the Protandim, and it would be analogous to the size of the strength, I should say, in the Pet Tandem tablet. But I do give people the choice, and one of the things that I do mention is there are a lot of dogs that have either suspected or proven food allergies, and chicken can be high on the list, and some other, a lot of other ingredients. So a lot of my clients, especially wanting to be as natural as possible and as simple as possible in formulas and foods may opt for the pro tandem version over the pet tandem just because they believe their pet is allergic to chicken, or they don't want, other additives. So that is one thing that I do utilize pro tandem quite a bit in my practice. For cats, the thing that is a good thing to, illustrate for people is that, obviously with kitties are kitties, and dogs are easier to please with flavors and all kinds of things. Generally, a cat is not going to like the flavor of obviously the pro tandem, but they're generally not going to like the flavor of the pet tandem either. So to get a cat to actually on its own eat a pet tandem tablet as a chewable tablet is almost never going to happen. So you may get lucky, but in general, you are going to have to hide it, disguise it, or oftentimes pill the kitty, as a pill and just pop it down the throat. I do like to recommend people to, just as a little nice side note, use something to coat the tablet to make it a little more comfortable if you're ever pilling, giving a pill to a kitty. Butter is one of my favorite things. It's healthy fat, which is going to help the pet tandem product absorb, or the pro tandem products absorb anyway, into the system and digestion. So it's a healthy fat. It's slippery. Some people use, cream cheese and all kinds of different stuff. But a lot of kitties will need to be given it as a pill. But the lovely thing that I tell my clients every day is it's only once a day. So thank goodness for us and for pets that this product is completely efficacious at once a day, because a lot of herbs and a lot of nutritional supplements have to be dosed 2 to 3 times a day to reach their full effective, efficacy. And with these products, once a day and you're done. So it is a wonderful thing for a cat and everybody else. And with kitties, when I use the Pro Tandem tablet, I recommend 1/8 of a tablet. So that works really well for cats, because the volume that you're giving with 1/8 of a Pro Tandem tablet is much tinier than if you're giving a whole tablet or a half a tablet of the pet tandem. A lot more volume to have to get in your kitty. So the Pro Tandem makes it much easier because you're working with a tiny little piece.
Oh, great, thank you. What about other LifeVantage products in dogs? Particularly, I've had a lot of people wonder about ProBio.
Yeah, now, great questions. ProBio obviously was designed for people, and even though the Pro Tandem originally was designed for people, we know that it works well in animals. It's been used in animals for years and years, and then of course well studied in dogs for the release of the canine health product, and now Pet Tandem. But the ProBio has not been studied. The strains, the thing with the ProBio product, obviously it's providing us beneficial bacteria for our bodies, the bacteria that are supposed to live harmoniously in our body to balance our systems. And there's so much information out now in the human medical field and the veterinary medical field about beneficial bacteria and the enormous role that it plays in our health. And there's a term called microbiome. If some of you have heard of that term, it's really being widely used now. And your microbiome is basically your fingerprint of beneficial bacteria that exist in your body. And we are actually, if you weigh our bodies, your body cells and the bacteria living in your body, you are 2/3 bacteria and 1/3 your own cells. So that's pretty remarkable. I learned that at a nutrition conference recently. And so it just goes to show you how important your beneficial bacteria are, because you've got so much of this in your body that needs to be balanced and stay balanced. So long story short, the ProBio product, well, I don't think that there's any, there's no negative ramification of giving that to a pet, but it is designed to complement a human microbiome, and a carnivore, a dog or a cat, are going to have different beneficial bacteria in their system than we will. So it's not going to complement their system completely and comprehensively. So, a lot of people will use human probiotics in their pets, and that's fine. But I do like to steer people to use some of the pet probiotic products that I have, just because they're more comprehensive for the type of bacteria they should have.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. I think you're exactly on there. One thing that people are often interested in is, particularly from your perspective, How do you approach, or how would you suggest people approach medical professionals, particularly veterinarians, with the LifeVantage opportunity?
Thank you for asking. That is a question that I get asked, of course, very often. And as I alluded to earlier, Dr. Seward and I were probably not the norm at all. I know I sure wasn't with getting approached with this product, because this is something I'm already interested in. I'm already interested in how to assist the body to heal and to be in a better prevention mode with the use of nutraceuticals, nutrients, herbs, and foods. So it didn't take any extra effort to get me interested. But the average medical professional is still not, still doesn't really have a big respect level for nutritional supplements and nutraceuticals. And, and that said, there's a lot of nutritional supplements out there that aren't worth a whole lot either, but we know these products are amazing products. They have all kinds of wonderful credentials and seals. On the human side, obviously the NSF and the BSCG. I do point out to medical professionals, you absolutely, when you talk to veterinarians, should point out that our product, pet product, has the NASC symbol. And the NASC stands for National Animal Supplement Council. And I don't know if this will show up. This is the old Canine Health. This is what the seal looks like, the NASC. And I've educated my clients to look for that on any pet supplement product because they're not FDA regulated. And that quality seal shows that there's an independent organization that has audited and evaluated not only the products, but audited the facilities that these are created in to approve the quality of these products. So that is definitely something that you should point out to veterinarians, because I think that's very important. The other thing that I would point out to veterinarians or other medical professionals is that the market for supplements and nutraceuticals is on a massive rise. So, if they want to get their foot in the door and, have some monetary feedback, this is such an incredible product to carry and to be able to recommend, because they can recommend it with confidence. And their clients are looking for these things. I mean, we have clients coming in all the time now, just like everybody's getting much more health conscious for themselves. And they're looking at, how can I support better wellness for myself through diet and lifestyle and supplements. And people are doing the same thing for their pets. And so this market is booming, and veterinarians are going to want to get in on that market, because people are going to be getting these wonderful products in other places, and they need to know what really good products they can trust, that they can carry in their practices, that they can feel good about recommending, and then have these types of things that their clients are absolutely looking for. So that's something to really point out to them as well.
Excellent. Well, that's great advice. Well, we're at the end of our time. Is there any other comment or anything else that you'd like to add before we wrap it up, Katie?
I would say, wrote down a couple of notes here. One of the things that I really like to focus on when I talk to people either about oxidative stress for them, with themselves or with their pets, is typically when I introduce this product, people are already going through their mind, okay, who do I know that can use this, that has XYZ, illness, condition, or whatnot, injury. And I really like to remind people with both with pets and with themselves, not to forget about how incredible these products are for prevention. And me as a holistic person, I like to not wait until the body is in a full-on disease pattern to make a difference. So I really like to explain to people, don't wait until the cells are all damaged to try and fix them. Let's put this in our bodies, in our pets' bodies, our horses' bodies, whatever, now, so that we can help the body fix its cells as they are being damaged before you ever get into a full-on disease pattern. Let's not wait till we have cancer or some degenerative disease to try and address it. Let's keep ourselves and our pets healthy as we go, so we can age more gracefully, be more resilient to disease and to degenerative problems. So I really like to key in on prevention and not let people think that this is only worth spending money on if there's an actual problem present, because that is not the case.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Dr. Katie Kangas, member of the LifeVantage Medical Advisory Board, practitioner for many, many years, and well-renowned expert in integrative medicine and owner of her own practice. What a tremendous pleasure it has been, and really we're blessed to have you in LifeVantage and have you share with people of LifeVantage. I'd like to mention again that neither Dr. Kangas nor myself nor LifeVantage make any claim that LifeVantage products cure, treat, mitigate, prevent, or diagnose any disease or condition. Again, thank you, Katie. Pleasure to see you even on Zoom. Look forward to when we can get together again. And thank you all for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed it and got something out of it. So with that, you guys have a great day.
Thank you.